Okay, did not expect this. I did not expect Pokemon to have a total of 22 movies so far. Uh, well, if I didn't watch them, I'm just gonna put do not watch this, and I'll update this later. But I've seen a lot of videos on people's tier list of Pokemon movie reviews, and I personally don't agree with most of them, maybe because I'm biased. But so I thought about it, so I'm like, why not just pick my own? So here we have the system ranking as S through D tier, and I just added another slot called did not watch because I'm not gonna judge it if I don't watch it. So we're gonna have the movies ranked from first to currently I think it's 22. Let me count that correctly. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22 movies. So I think I watched up to the Volcanian arc. I didn't watch I Choose You yet or the other new one, mainly because I don't have time to, or I thought like I Choose You was like a remake of like the first couple of series in the Johto region, but I'll get onto that later. So I'm just gonna start off with what I do know. So starting off, we have the first Pokemon movie, Pokemon Mewtwo. If I remember this correctly, I think this movie was when all the Pokemons were fighting each other. Mewtwo get it off, and I think Ash went in between the blast, and I think he apparently got turned to stone, and everybody revived him with their tears, and which I found was kind of weird. But all in all, I think the movie was pretty good. I did like it, but it was I don't know what to say about it. I did like the movie, so I'm just gonna give it a B tier. Just give it a B tier for now. So the next one on my list is the Pokemon 2000. Pokemon 2000 was the Lugia and Zapdos, Moltres, and Articuno, and they were fighting. I don't remember why they were fighting, but I think Ash was trying to put in these orbs into the this weird looking thingy. If you guys know what I'm talking about, then yeah, you know. But overall, I remember this movie being really good. I actually liked this movie, showing off like the three legendary birds and the Lugia itself. I find it very enjoyable. So I'm gonna put that on the S tier because I really found that one of the greatest movies I've ever watched. Pokemon movie 3 was when Entei and Charizard got off. Oh, this one I actually recently rewatched this one. Pokemon movie 3 was when Entei just captured Ash's mom and took her to this weird world. Looks like I don't remember what it was. It was like I don't know what it's called. It's like ice. It was like an ice world where Ash's mom was capturing this little talking to this little girl. So I don't know if this is real because I don't think Pokemon will take it to this dark scenario. But this girl apparently lost her mom or something or family, and Entei's apparently called Daddy. So I really don't know all the thing about that, but I did watch the movie and I really did like it. And it was so good, especially when Charizard actually fighting off against Entei. Charizard was such a beast. I'm gonna give that an A tier for now. We'll see how it goes as we move on. Okay, movie 4, Celebi. Celebi, Celebi was. I don't remember much about Celebi. I remember he got hurt and he looked like a dried up eggplant after that point, and he was even captured. But then again, that's like every movie. All legendaries getting captured. I'm gonna put that on my. I'll put that on. I'll put on a B tier. Put that on B tier. Pokemon movie heroes. Okay. I can tell you how much I love Pokemon Movie Heroes. Who's this? I think Pokemon Movie Heroes was like probably one of the first ones I ever watched. I think it brought in both Latios, and I think Latias was Latias the guy or Latias the girl. I remember, but like the blue one. I said the blue one got captured, and in the end, I don't know if you guys remember he and Latios combined together to start this big ass wave, and I think the Latios died or something because I don't know he just vanished into thin air. And at the end of the show, when Ash was going home, you can see like three legendaries up in the sky. I think one Latios, something like that. But yeah, I really like this movie. I really did. I like that. I like it a lot. I'm gonna put it S tier above Lugia because I did like that a lot. Next movie, we're going with Jirachi. Jirachi was the one where he just kept. I think it was Jirachi was the one where he kept just summoning a bunch of shit, and I think he fought Salamence and fought Salamence and all. And that I think this was Jirachi. Jirachi was movies where Max was mostly the one I think that shined to fame. And I think in this movie, I think Groudon awakened and some other legendaries awakened too. I remember this movie. I think how I felt about them, I think it was like okay of a movie. I don't know if it would be. I think it was okay. I did nothing like where I was like, oh my god, I want to rewatch it again, but it was suitable. So I'm gonna give that a B tier. Not definitely not C because I mean it's definitely not gonna be C. It's not that. So next movie on the list, we have Pokemon Destiny Deoxys. Destiny Deoxys was I think I think Ash was started off playing against a gym, not gym, like he was battling somebody, and this kid with white hair started messing up the tournament. Ash got really pissed off about him, and then I think in the end I think this one where Rayquaza Deoxys showed up. I don't remember why. I think it was something about this guy scientist. He did something, and the fucking scientist and the Rayquaza showed up and started beating the crap out of Deoxys. It was like three forms of Deoxys too. One defense form, I think one attack form. Maybe one of them was called All Arounder, but I don't remember for sure. But I do remember Destiny Deoxys was a very, very good movie. I'm gonna put that on my 8 here. I liked it. Next movie. Now, next movie we have is Pokemon Lucario and Mystery Mew. I love you, Sir Aaron. So this movie was very good in my opinion. The lore behind it was great. Lucario was basically trapped into a staff created by Sir Aaron because if you didn't know, Sir Aaron trapped Lucario in a staff because he didn't want Lucario to follow him because he was basically ultimately sacrificing himself to save Mew. You should watch the end of the video. Um, and then no, at the end of the movie itself, Lucario did the same in order to save Mew. And I think he also disappeared alongside Sir Aaron. If you watch the end of the cutscene, you see Sir Aaron and Mew in the afterlife. Lucario in the afterlife, signifying I think they're both quote unquote dead. But I don't want to say such thing because it is a kids show, but people can infer that. So this movie, I'll give it, I'll give it an A tier. Would it be above Deoxys? It's hard. It's hard to know. Well, let's keep it at that. Keep it A tier. Next movie, Pokemon Ranger Temple of the Sea. Obviously S tier. Probably like my number 2 favorite movie of all time. Um, Pokemon Temple of the Sea was great. It brought so many good elements. The Pokemon Ranger of Pokemon Ranger coming in, Manaphy, and May was actually the whole star with the whole thing in our interaction with Manaphy and Ash at the end. Obviously, when he stuck that rod in or that crystal thing into that little fountain tube, and he became a Super Saiyan. That was pretty dope. So definitely something I did not expect to happen. And the ending song, my gosh, was such an amazing thing. It's such a great way to end it. And I think that was also the last movie for the Hoenn region. I think it was a great way to end it for sure. Next one, my favorite of all time, Pokemon Rise of Darkrai. S tier. I know I know what most people are saying. Rise of Darkrai has so many plot holes in it and all that, but I'm like, I like it. Like, if you watch the beginning scene when Palkia and Dialga were out in space and fighting with each other, I like the dark scenario what it had when back then in this movie they actually show legendaries as actual scary things like actual deities. But then again, I guess not all legends are considered deities, but this movie showed that they're actually something to be feared. And the whole all fight scene between Darkrai and Palkia and the Dialga, and the every time they clash, the world starts to disappear. Really felt like something was at stake. You don't stop them, the world's pretty much doomed. And oh my gosh, the song Racion, that was such a beautiful thing ever. I still have it as my ringtone today. So I and DP was such a good made series. It's just I like what they did, the way they incorporated the whole thing, and I just like how it all ended. Uh, Pokemon Giratina and the Sky Wars. So Pokemon Giratina and the Sky Wars I think was taking place. Most of the fight took place in the reverse world of the Algas, and I can't say this movie really brought too much. Like, basically, what I remember the whole movie was first moment was Dialga and Palkia fighting in the reverse world, and Dialga was trying to dip the hell out, and Palkia was like, "No, bitch, come back in." And after that point, Shaman came in, and they all went to the reverse world because Dialga kept making Giratina kept making freaking weird portals, and it's basically the whole movie was like, and then this whole movie was with them trying to get in and escape. And then this other guy, I forgot his name, this little evil dude trying to capture Garatina, and obviously he fails, and Garatina goes back to his reverse world, and Shaman goes out and flies around with his buddies. Pretty good movie, but nothing too spectacular. Not something I haven't seen before. So I'm gonna give that a. I'm gonna give that a low B tier. Definitely not something I would say is better or lower. Okay, next one. Pokemon Arceus and the Jewel of Life. Boss. That one's rough. So, basically Arceus the movie Jewel of Life was basically the god Arceus, and it was just like him coming in, and I don't remember. I think it was like someone was disturbing the balance or some crap, and he just came in and was like, "No, fuck you, stop to ruin my world," and he just comes in and start beating everybody's asses up. So, I remember the Arceus Jewel of Life was I think it was basically it's probably about another orb something, and this Pokemon just probably came down just for some reason. I don't remember. So I'll give it a damn. Very sucks. I don't remember. The only thing I remember was it was good, but I don't remember if I overly all enjoyed it. I'll put a C because I really don't know how I feel about this movie. Okay, next movie, Zoroark. Zoroark. I did not enjoy this one at all. Like at all. I watched the movie. I just didn't feel like it lived up to expectations, and it didn't have that good depth and like didn't have a good enough lore as it did with the Rise of Darkrai or Giratina and hell even Arceus. I just think like it was just there just to be there kind of. I know it definitely did have some good points into it, but I just think the movie overall could have been better incorporated and better constructed. Okay, Victini. Yeah, I did not like these two. I think these two pretty much go together. Black and white, a black and white series itself as a whole, and watching the movies itself, I didn't like it. It didn't like that was like when the part where Ash eyes became just like brown, not black anymore. But This was the movies itself. I didn't think it should have been a two-part series. I think it should have kept us one. I don't know why they split it up. Maybe because the movie was too long and the length was supposed to be kept around an hour. But I think the movie itself should have been a one. And the overall storytelling between Pokemon Victini, Black Restroom, and Zekrom, it wasn't too good. It was just basically Victini was in like some type of accident, and then Victini had some weird power, and blah blah blah. All that stuff. I just didn't like it very much to the point where I felt like I wanted to rewatch it. Next one, Kirum, the Sword of Justice. Definitely remember that. Did not like that. So Pokemon Kirum, the Sword of Justice was basically about what's his face? This was about where Ash was and his friends fighting off this legendary Pokemon, and then he went to Kirum's Ice City world, I think. Oh no, not Kirum Ice City, but Kirum came in and started just freezing everybody ass, and this guy with the My Little Pony tail came in and just smashed everybody, I guess. But overall, I did not like it. It's like the Pokemon Black and White series, like itself. Like I don't remember liking any of the movies, to be honest. And even after even some of the DP, I think the only one I actually really liked in DP was Darkrai and Garatina. The other two I didn't really care for much. And next one was this Pokemon Genesect. Genesect. What did happen in Genesect? I do remember Genesect. I don't remember what much happened to it. So let's skip that for now. Diancie. Uh, okay, Diancie was when what happened? Pokemon Dian Diancie and the Cocoon. What happened? This one? Oh yeah, this one was when um Pokemon Omega showed up, then XY Pokemon showed up. Oh yeah, can't remember. This one I did not like very much. But yeah, this one I didn't like very much, but I definitely do think it was better incorporated than Pokemon Black and White. I thought it definitely um was a really not a really good series, but it was okay. So I'll rank it a I'll rank it in between these two. Okay, I'll rank it in between because I can't really speculate very much about those movies. And let's see this one. Oh, I see something. Oh, balls. That was not was what was the D. Hot, hot garbage. All right, because I see one that deserves it. Let's just skip over this one real quick. This movie right here, Pokemon movie Clash of Ages, the one with Hoopa. Why was this movie even here? I did not like it. Basically, the whole movie was literally Hoopa just summoning ring portals to get and like basically other legendary Pokemons coming out of the ring. And and the movie, I think it was like it's just about people trying to capture him too, like every other movie. But the thing about this movie is like it didn't have anything interesting to me. Hoopa was not a very interesting character, legendary or mythical. I'm not sure how you call him, but he wasn't very interesting in my opinion. Like the backstory behind him was not very storytelling. I didn't like what much he did, and the powers he had was literally I don't think he had any powers. All he did, if I remember correctly, was he tossed a ring and a legendary Pokemon just pops out. I think I remember the time was the Mega Evolutions of Rayquaza and Latios come out. I don't think he did much. That's why I put him as hot garbage. I just can't like it. These two movies, I Choose You. I did not watch it yet, but many people tell me it's super good. It's not like the original. It's kind of like the first episode, but definitely better storytelling into it and brings in a little bit more detail. Same thing with this movies too. Didn't watch it yet. This is the recent one that came out, but I will definitely get off on that once this list will be updated. Next one, Pokemon Genesect. Ah, ah, balls. I kind of want to put that in D tier, but this. Okay. D tier. Kind of. I know. I'm gonna put it in C tier, mainly because in this movie it showed Mega Mewtwo came out, and I think Mega Mewtwo itself was the whole star of the show. I think it really was something special. But I just like I said, like I wish these movies could have been definitely been better incorporated. But I digress. Pokemon Volcanion. Oh, this one I definitely watched. Pokemon Volcanion and the Mecha Marvel, I think. Uh, how did I feel about this movie? Okay, the series XYZ itself, as a whole, it was great. I think it's on par with DP, but the movies incorporated, I don't know if it was better than DP. And this one, this movie is here, Volcano Market Mechano Marvel. I don't I don't know how to do this. I want to put it between a C tier and a D tier, but uh it's so weird. Like it's pretty. I didn't like it too much, but I also don't think it was like hot, terrible, like super bad. I'm gonna be generous, give it a C tier. So this is my tier list at the moment. All right. As I'll go on and update the list, we probably watch it nowadays, probably in a couple years, probably a year, a couple months. The list will definitely start to change, and I'll probably switch it up. So, yep, that's it.